When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything!
Jimmy Mack is a renowned medical intuitive and spiritual life coach who has taken, completed, and even mastered a variety of healing modalities. After a near-death experience, he was shown and developed a simpler way to create healing and profound changes, now known as My Liquid Fish. He works with clients in person, on the phone, and over Skype worldwide, accessing energetic powers and co-creating changes that you can actually feel. Call in now to reserve your spot on the switchboard. The call-in number is 713-955-0594. Press 1 if you would like to ask Jimmy Mack a question. Enjoy this 1 hour of profound healing.
Hey, that must be unmuted. Hopefully you can hear me. All I heard was a beep. That's kind of funny, Tiffany. Anyway, we love you, and glad everybody's here. And our roaring, illustrious studios in Clearwater, Florida, and the weather's gorgeous. So hope everybody's doing great. And coming up on Halloween, that should be eerie. I always do a Halloweenish type show with our guests for today. So that'll be quite funny. It's always on YouTube, and she's so lively and awesome and fun. And I never know what Blog Talk's going to do. That's a fact. So anyway, it's funny because we always have this guy. He sounds English, and he goes, unmuted, and that's how you know. So, folks, when you're calling in, too, be certain to press 1 if you want to raise your hand and ask some questions. A little housekeeping. If you're not already signed up for the newsletter, I send out one little newsletter a week. It's every Wednesday. It's called TGI Wednesday. So please sign up for that. You can always email me, info@jimmymackhealing.com. And it's always anybody that signs up, we send them all kinds of stuff. We send them a free ebook, audio MP3, some videos, some various radio show links where they can get some healing, and all of it's free. So reach out, info@jimmymackhealing.com. Next week, we're having on Reverend Debbie Deanspear. She's a trans medium, and for those of you who don't know, she's been an intuitive psychic and has done readings for, longer than me, probably at least 30 years. And also she communicates with the dead, so that's pretty amazing. And often our loved ones are hanging out in the room or just above us, and it's amazing the things she'll pick up, places, dates, and times. And I don't want to blow her up too bad, but she's told me stuff that nobody else on the planet knew about my brother, and so it's profound to hear that. And it's refreshing. It's confirmation from Spirit that certainly there's that much more going forward. When we leave here, it's just the beginning. Today's guest, co-host with me really, is Marla Martenson, and she actually on a daily basis does professional matchmaking and helping countless couples connect with their soulmates. She's the author of 3 memoirs, Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker, Hearts on the Line, and The Buddha Made Me Do It. That's the most recent book she's put out. And Marla's been interviewed on many television shows, including The Today Show, WGN Chicago Morning News, San Diego Living, and over 100 radio shows, including Coast to Coast AM with George Noory. Marla's website is marlamartenson.com. That's MarlaMartenson.com. And today's show, we're really going to touch on love and relationships and matchmaking and perhaps your soulmate or dating, that sort of thing, which is always fun and often complicated. So hopefully Marla will give us some tips and ideas on all of that as well. And of course, don't hesitate to make it only about love and relationships and matchmaking. You can always call in for a reading, a healing, whatever's going on with you as well. And so, Marla, are you with us? That should be the unmuted part, folks. Hopefully
Hello.
she can hear me. Hello. How are you?
Hey. Fantastic. Yay.
Good. I love it. You're always so lively. You make me laugh. Every time I call Marla on Skype, she's wearing different little outfits and hats. And it's,
we're going to do one this Friday,
so
it'll be Halloween.
I love it.
Halloween attire.
Yeah, we definitely want to clear people of all the ick of Halloween coming up, because it's okay to be the Buddha said you could be the observer of the play instead of the participant. So you definitely don't want to hang out too much in the haunted houses, because I promise you can pick up all kinds of stuff. So but I'm thrilled to talk to you live, and we're glad you're here, and we always have fun, you and I, so it should be a lively show. And, regardless, you and I will chit-chat for hours on end, so all good.
That's right.
Tell folks a little bit about you and give them the website and a way to get a hold of you. You also do readings as well and healings, right?
Yeah, I do, and I'm so excited. I've been doing a lot of distance healing lately, which I really love, and I have all the info on my website about different things that you could get. I do a full session or mini sessions where you can get an angel reading and a 15-minute clearing Reiki, or an hour Reiki. You can come in if you're in the Los Angeles area. Come into my sanctuary here and have an in-person healing or distance, and that's all on my website, which is marlamartenson.com. And I do work as a matchmaker on a daily basis. I've been a matchmaker for 15 years. I can't believe it. 15 years!
Right.
And that's a career that I just fell into about 2002, and it's really stuck. But I love it, and I love the fact that since I have become a Reiki Master Crystal Healer the past 3 years, I've been able to kind of incorporate it into my matchmaking. So this week I have an appointment. One of my male clients purchased a session, so and he's on the East Coast, so I'm going to be giving him some Reiki and some clearing, and then he's also working with the dating coach, and then he's working with me, and I'm matching them up, because a lot of people have issues from childhood or past relationships, and it's not enough sometimes just to go on Tinder, go on Match.com, or hire a matchmaker if you haven't done some work on yourself, because you'll just be running around like a little on that hamster wheel doing the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And generally we wind up picking up the same type of lower vibrating people if we're kind of moping around too, right? Is that
great point. Yes, absolutely. And then that's when people, like women, will say, all I date are losers, or men will say, all I date are selfish women, or women who are flakes. And it's more our own vibration and what we're attracting and what we haven't cleaned up in our own frequency and energy field that keeps us coming back for more of the same.
Well, I love it. And just that you combine all those things is it's very helpful. It's very new age-ish, if you will. Pretty much, of course, as I can only imagine, the LA scene is somewhat shallow, and I'm trying to be kind because I do have clients in the business and that are very famous people. And gosh, it's almost like they want, I call them the fish. They almost look like fish. They're so skinny, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls that, my mother calls them bean poles with boobs. How funny is that? So she can get away with that. She's 88, so I bet you run into that as well.
In my memoir, Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker, I think, which is a comedy, but I refer to them as tits on a stick.
I love it. Oh my gosh, yeah. So there you go, right? Tell folks about the book, about your books, and how do they get those?
Oh, yeah, The Buddha Made Me Do It, A Field Guide to Enlightenment is my latest memoir, which chronicles a 2-year spiritual kind of sojourn journey with my girlfriend Julie, and we try all sorts of modalities, I get beaten with bamboo. I go to channelers. I go to psychic fairs, learn how to use candle magic and pendulums, and so I write about it. And if anybody's interested in doing any of these things, or they don't understand what it is, I really kind of map it out for them in a fun, woven into a fun story. And all my books are on Amazon, and you can connect to all of my work on my website, marlamartenson.com. But yeah, that is my most. I had the most fun writing that book. It took me about 1.5 years to complete, and I've read it myself about 5 times because I just love rereading my journey. It was so much fun. The things that Julie and I did, yeah. And Julie, my friend Julie's a celebrity ghostwriter, and she encouraged me to write it because my other books were about. I also had written 2 dating advice books, so that was my 5th book, and I'd mostly written about the themes of matchmaking and dating, and I was like, I'm kind of tired of writing about that. I think people want to read maybe something different from me, so I have the spiritual theme now.
Love that. Just that you can read and reread your stuff. That's a credit to editing and publishing and your people, because I can't read a page of any of my 6 books without wanting to rewrite the whole page. It's like, hand me a pen.
I have a wonderful editor that I work with, and she's worked with me on 3 books and a short story, so she's fantastic. Oh, wow. And I don't know what I'll ever do if she's never with me, Right. I've started the sequel to Buddha. I've just got about 500 words or so. I mean, it'll take me like a year, but I thought I've got to get going on it, or Well, yeah. Get done,
I tell everybody you write 1 page every day. Guess what you got at the end of a year, right?
That's right. You got more than enough material for a book.
Got more than enough to slice through. Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
Hey, let's take a caller. Carolyn, area code 818. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from California.
All right.
818? That's the valley?
Yes.
Awesome.
That's where I am.
I'm excited. I'm happy you're here.
Well,
but
good.
Anyway.
You have a question, honey?
Yes, I do. I have a relationship question. I did meet a man last year in August who I feel is my divine mate. And right now we're not talking or seeing each other. But when we're together, we have a strong spiritual connection. He doesn't say anything, but I know he's feeling something. I feel it. And I just want to know, do you see in the future us together in a loving, committed relationship?
Jimmy, you want to take that?
Well,
I'm not.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I just didn't know if you want to bust out a pendulum or whatever you'd like to do, but I don't mind taking it. Here's the thing, Carolyn. When's the last time you saw him, by the way?
Maybe about 3 months ago.
Okay. And you don't talk every day, email, text, what's up, let's go to dinners, maybe that sort of thing. Where are we on that?
No, well, he had asked me in July to go out to eat. And we had been out about 6 times, and he was going home on vacation. And what happened is his birthday was a day before he came back, and I just sent him a nice birthday message. I wish this for you for your birthday and all that. It was nice, and I didn't hear from him. I mean, he called me like maybe 2 weeks ago, but he didn't mention that. It's been 3 months since I sent the birthday message, and I think he's kind of nervous. He doesn't know what's going on, I feel, because he's trying to stay away from me. He calls me every once in a while and tries to see me, but I know I've gone through this before with somebody else, so I know what's going on. He doesn't know. And I think he's just nervous and he just don't know what's going on. He's feeling strong feelings in my presence, and he doesn't know. And I think he's a little nervous.
Yeah, and that could, well, it's beyond nervous. It's overwhelming, right? And so, maybe he doesn't know what to do with all that either. But my thing is with men, honestly, we're coming up on November, end of October, November here. So with men, not to break all the man code on earth, but, there was a book that one of the famous writers wrote, and it said he's just not that into you. And so it sounds harsh on the surface, but let me tell you something about men. If we want to go out with somebody, we'll generally move heaven and earth to do it, okay? And so we would at least be, hitting the phone up and going, hey, let's meet up, let's go to dinners, movies, let's go to the sporting event, whatever. My feeling is I don't want to sit around and wait on him. Obviously, if you get another invitation, another opportunity, I'd be jumping all over that. So the other misnomer, the other misnomer I would say that everybody kind of jumps the gun on, or my friend likes to say jumps the shark on. It's like, well, what do you do then? Is the soulmate issue. And generally, my challenge with all that is what happens is we meet somebody, whether you believe in past lives or not, that is 3, 5, 7 lifetimes ago. Maybe we were husband and wife then. We could have been brother, sister, lovers, best friends, 2 men, 2 women, besties, whatever. And we see this person, we recognize that on some level. We're just so drawn to them. We finish each other's sentences and we want to just kiss their face off. And that's kind of, I think, what you're going through. And it tests as 1, 2, 3, 4 lifetimes ago. You had, was he a man then or a woman? He was a woman then, and you were a woman. So 4 lifetimes ago, you were a woman, he was a woman, and you guys were like best friends. So that's how it shows up right now. And he doesn't know what to do with that. You obviously get it because you're calling into this show. So you know what I'm saying, wink, wink. And so you understand how some of this stuff works, okay? But in the meantime, I would just enjoy him for what it is. I wouldn't try and put the white picket fence around it. And, when you see him, just be fully present, obviously, and enjoy it all you can. I just feel like on many levels you're much, much deeper than he may ever be. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And I understand that because I'm not chasing him or doing anything. I had decided I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing, live my life.
Sure.
I just wonder what's going on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you calling in and checking in with us, Carolyn.
Yeah, okay. I get something out of it. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. 323 is our next caller. Hi, where are you calling from? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Denise. I'm calling from California.
Hi, Denise. How are you? You have a question?
Yes, I do.
Marla? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have a relationship question. I have not been in a relationship in quite some time, but I often feel like maybe it's because of the relationship I had with the father figure that was in the home when I was where I was born. So I feel like I haven't been able to have really what I would consider good relationships. And so at some point I kind of just gave up. I wanted maybe a healing, I think is in order, but I don't know what else. Maybe you can tell me something. Maybe I don't need a healing. Maybe I just need to hear something.
Yeah. We might just do both for you. Marla can start with probably at least the practicality or impracticality about, men, women, the father thing. Marla, you want to speak to that? Mm-hmm.
And what area are you in California? Where do you live?
I live in Granada Hills. I'm in the valley.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm in the valley too. I'm in Lake Balboa. So you can always, you can check out my website. You might want to come in for a healing or clearing because we're very close.
Yes.
Yeah. Our backgrounds, our childhoods affect us. They affect us as we grow up. I had a good childhood with 2 parents and kind of a Leave It to Beaver neighborhood, but I was bullied as a child in school. I had bright red hair and, I was beaten up and my hair pulled out of my head and called names. And so, with other different things. So my self-esteem unknowingly was low and I picked verbally abusive men in my life. And so you kind of realize it's very, seems like you're self-aware and you're realizing where some of your issues are coming from. So I think doing a lot of work on yourself. I mean, so what I did was I went to workshops, I meditated, I got healings and clearings and read a lot of books and built up my self-worth and self-esteem. So I think that's really great to do that and kind of look at your patterns. What kind of men have you picked before, and raising your vibration? Because Jimmy and I, we were talking about that. We were talking about that just at the top of the show, I think. Where your frequency is going to bring in the type of partner that you are with. And it took me 3 times. I'm on my 3rd marriage. So, sometimes it'll take a little while. But I've got my pendulum here, and I have a brand new, special, powerful pendulum. And so I will clear you right here and affirm that going forward, you are all clear for healthy, loving, and beautiful relationships. And it's spinning very wide.
Wow.
So that is great. Jimmy, do you have any
Yeah.
here?
If you want to stand up, we'll rock some stuff out too. Yeah. So
I'm
if you stand
outside,
up,
but I'm going to stand up. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah. So stand up, face due north. You're going to feel a pull forward for yes and push backwards for no. And let's just go ahead and say I am clear and see if you go forward, back, or in between.
Okay. I didn't hear you when you said that last little bit. What did you
I
say?
am clear.
Okay. Just say I'm clear.
Correct. And see if you go forward, back, or in between.
I am clear. I'm going forward.
Good. And we're going to leave that because that's a really good thing to have. And like she just mentioned, taking all that off and kind of changing the ick, if you will. And I'm just going to say an elongated, bigger prayer for you. Believe, think, know, and feel ready, willing, and able, and when, how, and why, to end up meeting somebody who's also available mentally, physically, spiritually, here, now. And we're going to pull you backwards and release any blocks from that.
I'm going back.
Yeah, you'll feel a pull, 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 and then it'll bring you back to neutral, and it's going to drop you forward to yes.
Okay, it's dropping me forward to yes.
And then it's going to bring you back to neutral. Once that's done, it's going to fill you up with the higher probability of what Marla just did as well.
Okay.
And you'll feel a neutrality, and it'll bring you back to the middle there.
I'm back to the middle.
Awesome. Okay, so that can only help you, and that pretty much, people would take their car to the little car wash where you put the coins in and spray everything down, and that's what I do to people energetically, obviously, mentally, physically, spiritually, doesn't matter if it's a health thing, relationship, money, legal, whatever it may be. We come to a point where we realize, at least if you're a caller on this show and you're listening now, everything is energy. The second thing you want to do is figure out how to measure that. And the third, which is yes or no, muscle testing, apply kinesiology, a pendulum like Marla's using, which is awesome. And then the third thing is to have the power to change it. And that's myliquidfish.com. That's what I do. So, make sense?
Okay. Yes,
awesome.
It's my.
And I tell all the beautiful women, get out there in the mix, get out there, get out there, get out there. I'm sure Marla would agree with me, and go to every party. And if you don't feel like going to a party, that's probably the party you're supposed to go to, and your negative programming and your negative thinking is keeping you from even going to that party. And you don't know, you might bump into that next person who you're introduced to, and that's who you're supposed to be going out with. So, but if you didn't go, you'd never make it.
I have something to add to that too. I have,
sure.
And when you're going to all these parties, don't go with that desperate energy, like, is my soulmate there? And every person that walks in the door or walks in the space looking, is that him? Is that him? Just go to have fun, and that's going to raise your vibration. You can meet new people, but don't go with that objective. Just be open to it. And that takes that pressure off of you and takes that desperate, energetic, heaviness off. And that's when you'll meet the right person. When you're just like, like you said, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna have fun, and that's when it'll happen.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's generally when we least expect it. If you just shoot me an email, honey, I'll send you all the information. It's all free. It's info@jimmymackhealing.com.
Info at Jimmy Mack.
Yep, INFO, the symbol at Jimmy Mack, JIMMYMACK healing.com. And if you just mention that you were on the call today, on the show today, I'll send you out all kinds of stuff to read, watch, and listen to.
And what's the other site to go to?
It would be myliquidfish.com, but that's the technique and the method that I use for the healing part. But Marla will give you her website as well, because you're just about a neighbor of hers as well.
Marla?
Yeah, and also for everybody who goes to my website and signs up for my weekly newsletter too, you get a free self-love meditation, which is fantastic. I did in the studio, really beautiful. And my website's marlamartenson.com, MarlaMartenson.com.
SON.com. Okay, thank you so much to both of you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for
calling in.
You're welcome. Bye.
We appreciate it. Thank you. All right. 714 is our next caller. Jay, where are you calling from?
Hi. I didn't actually have a question, but let's see.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from California. And
where?
I guess you could check me
Marla's
if I'm
people.
clear.
I know. Where are you? What city?
Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all of my City of Angels people calling in.
I love it. Yeah. Well, that's cool. You have a question about romance or relationships or love stuff or what?
I actually didn't press one, but Marla, your guest, or you can pick up something for me if you'd like.
I think she wants a clearing, Jimmy. Should we clear her?
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that
stand
works.
Up. Yeah,
I am up.
Awesome. So just start with I am clear and see if you go forward, back, or in between.
Okay, give me 1 second. Hold on. Put this in.
Put it down. But here, you want to cover it or it's fine? It's okay? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. So if you're facing due north, you can just say I am clear and see if you go forward, back, or in between. And this is clearing us, folks, off of curses and spells and hexes and a long list of horrible things. I just lump them all into one piece and hit the clear button.
I am clear. I'm going forward.
I love it. So we're going to leave it. The second one is I am unclear, and see if you go forward, back, or in between. I am unclear.
I am unclear. Going back.
And you want it to be that way. You want it to test as weak or no, because that is the total summary of everything I didn't name in the first piece, okay? So it's stuff we don't even know about, and words and odd alien stuff, and who cares what. So we want to make sure we're clear of. If you had unclear to yes, we would just change it. The third one is I am running forward, which is simply body, mind, spirit, relationships, and money, just the cornerstone of various topics. So if you just say I'm running forward, see if you go forward, back, or in between.
Let me see. I am running forward. I'm going up. I'm going forward.
Love it. So we'll leave it. So what would you change or make different? Body, mind, spirit, health, relationships, money, legal, what's going on?
I would like
you sound
to,
like you're in a party bar already, and it's 9 a.m. out there.
No, I'm having some pest problems, so they're clearing my house.
Oh wow!
So that's already being worked on. Yeah,
that's kind of interesting. Yeah.
No, it's not fun
timely.
at all.
Yeah.
But I'm actually working on myself right now.
Okay.
So I don't know if you see a relationship in my future. Maybe you can check for me.
Oh wow. Yeah. It tests okay. So let's see, about 3 weeks out, it's high probability to meet somebody through the holidays. So I tell all the beautiful women, accept any invitation to go to any party. And Marla had mentioned to the last caller, which is very apropos, and that is, you don't go to the party looking around every corner like, are you my soulmate? Because you come off as that air of desperation and fear and everything else. But, you want to certainly accept every invitation you get to every party you could possibly go to. So I get you. We're going to run into somebody in the next about 3 or 4 weeks. So certainly prior.
I have
to
the same
Thanksgiving.
I have the same feeling about her. You're going to meet somebody,
Yeah.
but keep your frequency up and your vibration up.
Yeah.
Oh, I will. Thank you both.
Yeah. Definitely.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Okay.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. 740, you're our next caller. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Seven 740. Hi, can you hear us? 740, you're next on the line. We can hear you. Are you there? They're unmuted. All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? Where are you calling
Hi.
from? What's your name?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know I was on. I'm actually in the
Well,
grocery
you
store.
are now.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. I love it.
My name's Marnita.
Hi, Marnita. Where are you calling from?
Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Welcome.
Wow, this is crazy.
What's going on?
Nothing really. I didn't even press one. I was just listening to the show, and
Oh, wow.
I've
Okay.
listened to the show a lot, and
Oh, well,
I
good.
just thought this was so cool.
Well, that's great. Well, I'll bet you're living in Ohio. There's got to be something you'd like to change. Come on, girl.
Well, everything's going so good right now. Maybe health.
Health. What's going on with your health?
Yeah. I got a kidney thing going on.
Oh, okay. So kidney always resorts to fear in Chinese medicine, especially. So you got some fear stuff going on. You certainly need to drink a ton of water, cranberry, that sort of thing. There's actually a kidney cleanse. You can Google about that, and it's actually, I like that this name makes me laugh. It's Poo-Ree, and that's a setting on the blender. Poo-Ree. So you want to get some fresh asparagus, and you want to steam that. You could actually have some lemon on that, they're saying, and even some very light, fresh, organic type of butter, unsalted. You could actually stand even a little sea salt on it too. But then you put that in a blender, and that's a really great cleanse. And you need about, let me ask them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 ounces 3 times. I would do 5 ounces about 3 days in a row, and that would really help you out a great deal. You want to stand up and feel the energy? Yeah,
sure.
Stand up. And also you can always go to my website, jimmymackhealing.com/interviews, and you'll wind up getting the replay for this as well. So if you forget any of this stuff, folks, then, you can always do that as well. Or reach out to me and email me, and I'll remind you. But if you're standing right now, you want to face due north, have your feet about hip width apart, and we'll just go ahead and say my kidneys are weak, like we're going to own it. It's going to pull you forward for yes. You can say that out loud. My kidneys are weak.
My kidneys are weak. Oh, I did go forward.
Yeah, so I'm going to release it, resolve it, delete and erase it, have you learn all the lessons you need to from it, release you from the service to it, disentangle and uncollapse the waves and fields of all of that. It's going to pull you straight back when it leaves.
Whoa, dude. That was so cool.
Okay. Right? See, now you're glad you unmuted, right? So then we're going to drop in my kidneys are strong. And see if you go forward, back, or in between. My kidneys are strong.
My kidneys are strong. I just went forward.
Love it. That's going to help us out a lot. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I also get so much kidneys. You got bladder stuff going on too, by the way. So let's kind of crank up the bladder too. So you can just say my bladder is 100% healthy, and see if you go forward, back, or in between.
My bladder is 100% healthy. Oh, I'm kind of going backwards.
Yeah, so we're going to release whatever's blocking that, any negative pieces of that, disentangle it, uncollapse it, surrender it out now. Pull her straight forward when you're done. And you'll feel the wave, and all of a sudden it'll pull you straight forward really hard, and then it's going to bring you back to neutral once it's done. And that's us just
Wow.
changing it for you right now.
Whoa. This is so cool.
I love it. Yeah. We call it change
I'm an
you
energy
can feel.
healer, and I have been working on this for, I'd say, a couple weeks. And it's
Well,
like,
I've been working on it for 30 seconds. What have you been doing?
I want to know how to do what you're doing.
Well, you email me, honey, and we'll get you on the program.
All right. Sounds great.
That's awesome. Yeah, look up, just email me at info at jimmymackhealing.com, and I'll send you all kinds of stuff. It's all free, honey. And there's some audio MP3s in there, and there's stuff when people call on the radio show that I don't give out to everybody. You can't buy it, and it's all free. It is some audio MP3s to listen to, some various radio shows I've done. There's video in there. There's ebooks. There's all kinds of stuff in one single email. So that'll help you out a lot.
Cool.
But I would definitely do that cleanse as well, honey, okay? And if you write me a little email, just remind me we worked on kidneys today, and I'll send you some more information on things I know that would help you as well, okay?
Cool. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. We're thrilled you called in, honey.
I'm great. I'm so grateful. Thank you.
I love it. See?
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
Hey, 904, you're next. Well, what's your name? And you're calling from Florida on the Panhandle somewhere.
No, this is Darlene from Jacksonville.
Oh, Darlene from Jacksonville. How are you? Well, I say Panhandle. You're certainly in the upper part there of Florida.
Yeah, I'm almost into Georgia.
Oh, almost to Georgia. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, you're up in the northern region. What's going on with you? You have a question for Marla? Romance, love, that sort of thing, Darlene?
I have a question for Marla.
Okay.
Okay, hi.
We love it.
Hi. Oh, I'm just so thrilled to talk to y'all. Well, the question is, I've been married for a very long time, so it's not about me. I just don't know how to handle this for my daughter. She is dating a man, and suddenly he finally got to the point where he told the ex-wife about her, and now the ex-wife has started pulling things like they went to a Halloween party last weekend, and she called at like 8:30 saying, "Oh, I'm sick. You have to come and take care of the kids." And when he got there, she wasn't sick at all. She just didn't like him out with my daughter. And now it's to the point where he's very calling, and she doesn't know how to handle this, and I've never been in this situation to help.
How long have they been dating?
A couple months, but they've known each other since high school.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much your daughter can do. It's going to be her boyfriend's issue that he's going to have to decide on boundaries. And how long have they been divorced?
Well, they're going for the finality, but they have been separated, working on this divorce for 3 years.
Right. Oh my goodness. Right. So it should be fun. Yeah, he's going to have to do some. I mean, your daughter really can't insert herself, and I think if she does and makes demands and tries to insert herself in this, the tension's going to be too great, and the frustration and everything, and it could break things up. I think just her letting things ride out, letting this relationship end between them, the finalities of the divorce happen. It gets real sticky when you're dealing with somebody who has an ex-wife and kids and stuff, and have her keep working on herself and enjoying her life, working on the things she likes to, and this may work out and it may not, but she's kind of I would say have her just kind of energetically step away and let them deal with that, and keep her frequency up, doing what she loves, and I think it'll shake out.
Okay, that's more or less what I told her. He's got to deal with this, not you.
Right. Yes.
But she wants to support him, and plus they've been friends for so long, and now it's turned into a romance. That kind of made it. What do I say now? Because before he probably would have called and said, "Hey, this is going on."
Right.
So
maybe him getting a therapist or a coach or somebody to talk to about it would be better than to, because if he keeps talking about it and trying to get advice from your daughter, she could say the wrong advice or, say things to maybe go more on her side, and it could really mess things up. So I would, I'm with you. Have her stay out of it. I'm with you.
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yeah, those are very great tips on that. I would say also, boundaries are key. If you ever start dating anybody, I don't care if they're going through divorce and it's a week old or years old and still dragging on, guess what? You're going through the divorce with them. There's no way you're not going to hear about this. You're not going to be somehow involved. There's going to be eye rolling and I hate that bitch and whatever. You can just plan on that. It's just ugly side of the human behavior. And unfortunately, for those that are married and have great luck with it, that's awesome. I tell everybody my 3-year marriage was the best 3 months of my life. So you know what I'm saying? And I love women. I work on women morning, noon, and night, but he's got to man up and he's got to, ignore the ex in this case. And I would also highly encourage everybody, I'm sure Marla would agree with me, is, gosh, turn your phone locator off and don't be taking selfies of, me and the new girlfriend at Applebee's. Right, this is happening now. It's like you're just begging for the soon-to-be ex-wife to blow up the phone and go, oh, Junior's got a bellyache. You need to come right now. That kind of thing. It's just kind of it's the ugly side of human nature. There's no way that this woman going through a 3-year ongoing battling divorce is going to want to see this man all happy. That would be a highly functional, highly evolved woman that would do that, and a highly functional, highly involved man that would, be at peace with all that. It's pretty rare. So point is, turn off all this locator stuff and don't announce.
Yeah, no posting on Facebook either.
No posting of, look at the happy couple at the beach. People don't want to hear that, especially if you're going through a 3-year battle with the ex. That's the last thing she wants to see. I will entertain you and tell you that back in the day, I was going through divorce at the time, and my favorite joke about my kids when they were little, of course, I had a girlfriend, and my ex-wife pulled up, and the kids were in the car, and my ex-wife said, "My God, who is that?" And my youngest said, "That's Daddy's special nighttime friend." So you can imagine, right? Right?
Yeah.
So she was gorgeous, of course, and, people don't want to see all that or hear about all that. So you've got to kind of somewhat compartmentalize his life. He's got to be sat down and told, hey, don't forecast every little thing that, you're doing. Don't tell everybody where you're at. Enjoy this. If this has a hope of making it at all, he's got to kind of rein it in and be more quiet. I also get, by the way, that he somehow is getting some sort of sense of excitement out of all this, by the way. And it feels like, maybe the women are more, I won't say pursuing him, but certainly interested in him. It makes it maybe interesting or weirdly fun to him. And I don't know if you felt the same way about that or maybe picked up on that, but that's really what this is about. So it's on some weird level, he feels super needed. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying he'd be aware of that. He might consciously deny that all day long, but unconsciously it's kind of a weird, perverse thrill for him that everybody's after him in a, whether it's a needy way or I love you baby way. It doesn't matter. It's still, he has a twinge of needing to be needed. Okay. So there you go. But definitely I'd pull him aside or pull your daughter aside and go, listen, y'all don't broadcast every little date you go on and look how much fun we're having at the beach or Applebee's or whatever, and just stay out of all the social media stuff and really keep it on the down low. You'd be much better off. You have a much higher probability of the relationship actually working if they'll do that, okay?
Yeah, I have no idea if he's doing that. I know she's very private, so.
Yeah, I'm telling you he is.
Yeah, he is. Okay.
So, okay? So
absolutely.
That's between you and I and a million listeners, but there you go. So.
Well, I hope someone else got something out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Well, we need to keep our stuff a little bit more private. That's probably all. You know, you don't need to be running around like the Kardashians or whatever and taking pictures of pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now, oh, Jimmy just left LA Fitness Center. It's like, no, I turned my phone off. Nobody's going to know I'm at LA Fitness Center, you know, so it's just part of it. So, you know, we need to dial it back down a little bit, have things a little bit more private. There was a great post on Facebook and had a picture in a nice restaurant, and all the phones were piled on top of each other. And said the first one to check their phone, you know, has to pick up the tab for everyone. So there you go, right? Okay.
I love it.
All right.
So keep that in mind. Pull your daughter aside, maybe impart some of that wisdom, okay?
Yes, I will. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for calling in, honey. Hey, 301, you're our next caller. Where are you calling from? What's your name? Hi. Can you hear us? 301, you're live. Like it or not, you're live, right? I love some of the folks that go, oh, I didn't know I pressed the unmute button. You had to have for it to be working. So 301, if you can hear us, great. And if not, we will continue chatting it up here. Hopefully they'll figure it out that it's area code 301. All right. Marla, tell folks how they can get a hold of you as well, and also about the names of the books again. Oh, and tell them about that's a great thing about if they will join up on your newsletter. And folks, we don't hammer people. We don't sell them everything under the sun. We're just out there really trying to promote it and, you know, help everybody and contribute to everybody as all that we can. Anybody that's on this show knows that. So, but tell folks how they can
my newsletter is pretty fun. It's like once a week, and I give some great information. Sometimes a crystal of the week, a recipe for a juice, a funny story, sometimes contests or prizes. I do a lot of fun stuff. I have a great YouTube show called Cosmic Conversations, you guys, which Jimmy is on frequently, and I'll sometimes post some episodes from that. We've got a lot of fun guests and fun things going on over there. But everything on my website, marlamartenson.com, everything's there. I've got a lot of fun stuff. And that the meditation is really wonderful, something to listen to at night or first thing in the morning, and it builds up your self-esteem. I think a lot of singles don't realize it, but the self-esteem is kind of low, and the vibration's low, and that's why, as we spoke earlier, that we keep choosing the supposedly or so-called wrong people for us, you know, and women will choose the bad boys, or the guys will just go for one type of woman. It's like a pattern. So we want to kind of disrupt these patterns.
Yeah, because if you're continually changing them out every year, every 3 months, you know that's a pattern that's not working for you, unless that's what you want, you know. And I would say to everybody, I say to everybody I work on, the first thing I work on new clients is receiving, deserving, and worthy. There's so many people beyond having their picker broke. Obviously, they might tell you their picker's broke, but you know, they're getting something out of that relationship, whether it may be a torrid love affair, the excitement of, you know, having to chase that person or being chased or what have you. You know, I'm sure you found it. It's very primordial. It's very basic. It's a very nature-driven, nurture kind of thing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and I see that where with women who will not date men under a certain height. Let's say, I won't date a man under 6 feet tall because I'm always, and this one just makes me crazy. They'll say, I'm always in my heels. I live in my 4-inch heels. And so the man has to be 6 tall. And I say, well, I hope your heels will make you very happy and keep you warm at night, because, you know, you may be missing out on a wonderful man, the love of your life, for a few inches or a couple of inches because you want to wear high heels. So, you know, I think you could still wear high heels, and the guy can be your height. I mean, it's the rigidness that I find, or the men with they'll only date a girl with a certain hair color or a certain cup size or a certain height or eye color. It's very limiting. And if you can do something to change this, I think you're going to have a much happier life.
Well, and I'll add to that, I would say that you vastly increase the probability of getting an awesome mate and having a lot more fun if you will expand that awareness and those, lists. I have a friend locally that's an intuitive, and she'd always say, what's your top 10 non-negotiable list? But she's really not saying, must be 6 feet tall or must wear high heels or must have an eye color. She would be more in line with what I would say, which is, hey, they're reliable, they're trustworthy, loving, kind, harmonious. Maybe they work out like we do, and they're at least into health and fitness. And gosh, you better be into spiritualism or I'm done. That's just that's not even negotiable. I couldn't date someone who's evangelical or super religious Catholic and thinks what we do is voodoo. That isn't going to work.
Right.
So, if people expand pretty much that categorical list or their non-negotiable list to be these traits of really awesome humans, I think that opens up a much wider category as well. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah, I always tell people, think about how you want to feel, what your life wants to look like. Is somebody going to be there when you're old? What if you get Alzheimer's? What if you get sick? What if you lose an arm or a leg? Are they going to be there? Or that hot chick with the D-cup chest, is she going to be there for you?
Probably not.
Probably not. I understand that humans are visual and we like pretty things, but we've got to expand a little beyond that into qualities instead of looks and the outside.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. Anything else you want to add, Marla?
Well, I think, and I will also add that we're not always meant to be in a relationship at every minute of our lives. It's great. I took a 5-year kind of break after a divorce when I was in my 30s, and I did date and everything, but that can be a great time. Some people will think life is only worth living if you're in a relationship, and that's not true. There's many wonderful things and wonderful qualities about being alone. The work you can do on yourself. Hey, you don't have to wash the dishes if you don't want to one day, or you can decorate how you want. Look at all the positives of being single and enjoy that, because once you're in a relationship, that can be great, but there's challenges there too. So,
right.
Enjoy every stage.
Take into account that other person. One of the programs I work on for people always is you want to make sure they have the program or the belief it's safe and comfortable to be alone without feeling lonely. So that's huge. Doesn't mean you're not going to be dating or married or whatever, but you sure want to be able to be physically alone without feeling lonely and much more strong within yourself. And I find that if you can do that, then you have a higher probability of getting someone that you can interact with in a much more of a partnership, situation. So Marla Martenson, I love it. Thanks for coming on the show and having me on this week. We're going to do a little Halloween thing, folks. Tell everybody your website again and also the YouTube channel that we'll be on.
Yes, it's my website is www.marlamartenson.com, and that's MarlaMartenson.com. And if you go to my website, there's a link right on the front to my YouTube channel, it's just my YouTube is Marla Martenson YouTube, and the show is called Cosmic Conversations. And Jim, there's a lot of videos on there with Jimmy. We do a lot of clearing, a lot of fun stuff. And I've also got a video series on there with Karen A. Dahlman called The Women of Ouija, where we talk about Ouija boards. Got about at least 30 videos up there that are really fun. We do a lighthearted version of talking about the Ouija board. And I'd love to hear from any of you. And don't forget about signing up for the newsletter, because you'll get that free meditation for self-love. And if you have any questions, I love hearing from you. My contact info is on my website.
Love it. Thank you so much for being on today. Sure appreciate you. And Reverend Tiffany White Sage Woman is our producer. We love you. We appreciate you. Sandy Bittinger, we love you and appreciate you. Social media, all that. All the folks are involved with the show and making us getting us out there, getting the word out there, and helping and contributing to anybody and everybody as much as we can. Next week, folks, Tuesday at noon, we're going to have Reverend Debbie Dean Spear. Again, that'll be a trans medium. and communication with the dead, perhaps your loved ones who've crossed over, and she brings in messages from them as well. You can always reach me at jimmymackhealing.com. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the week, everybody. We love you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming, and I'm loud. Roar!
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?